Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of 1923 Main Street.
Home of the Disney Travel Podcast with the latest Disney travel news. We are your hosts.
I am Mike Braddock.
And I'm Amelia Braddock. And today, our Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser predictions came true, Steamboat Willie at the upcoming villas at Disneyland Hotel, and the new seasonal menu at the Hollywood Brown Derby.
Yes, we said it was coming, and it has now come to pass. You know, Star Wars Galactic Starcruiser, first of all, we've covered this a lot in episodes 163 and 168 most recently about why this was doomed to failure. And it's unfortunate because it was a really, really cool idea that I was really looking forward to. And it all started, in my opinion, with bad marketing that sort of pandered to influencers who did not do any justice and really turned me off spending that kind of amount of money there. Also, it was supposed to be an immersive experience, and it wasn't. If you're going to do immersive, you've got to ban phones and all the stuff. So no one wants to pay thousands of dollars for a bunch of tourists with cameras out all the time. And finally, you know, the guest accommodations, I get what they tried to do. Oh, it's a rustic ship, but, you know.
For $7,000.
Yeah,
like for our family, it would have been $7,000. Family of four.
And let's just say that, you know, on any ship, there's probably luxury accommodations, so they should just pretend that all the guests were that. So anyway, you know, there were a number of things that just caused this, unfortunately, to fail. And so now they're contacting guests and trying to get people in, whatever, but it's ending in September. All is not lost, however, as we discussed ways they could fix this.
Yeah, well, my question was it always destined to fail? Was this ever going to work out?
I think it was destined to fail. Okay, so I'm taking this from us as the target market. So I used to run a luxury Disney travel blog. Okay, I like spending for upscale, exclusive Disney things. Right? That's just a fact. So
we were going to do this.
We were going to do it until the marketing started, and it turned me right off. So before the first ship even sailed, I was out. And we took that money and we did a VIP tour for the same price, right?
By the way, much better use of money.
Much better use of money.
A lot more fun. Just go stay at the Grand Floridian and have a VIP tour. I promise you'll have a better time. And,
you know, I get a lot of flack from people who disagree, Star Wars fans, and, oh, you don't know what you're talking about and all this stuff. But, hey, look what happened.
I mean, if you are the biggest Star Wars fan in the universe, like if you are really a diehard fan of Star Wars, you've been going to the premieres, you're on chat rooms, whatever, then maybe you do it. But if you just like the movies,
but if that's you, would you still not have been annoyed by a bunch of obnoxious guests with phones and like not really taking part in the experience as if it were real? So it's a struggle to do an immersive experience. This has got to be one of their learnings.
Yeah.
You know, and the only way to do that I can see is don't allow phones. Like school, put them in the basket, people.
Well, I'm not this obsessive about Star Wars, but I have other movies and TV shows that I would love to do an experience like this. And of course, that would annoy me, but not to the point of not going. However, there's not enough of those diehard fans for Disney to justify a continued stream of people at this price and with all of these influencers that don't care that much.
Yeah, so my three reasons were bad marketing right out of the gate, particularly with influencers who are annoying. Not all of them, but some of the ones they chose certainly were. Secondly, an immersive experience that wasn't immersive. And the guest accommodations just were not up to par for that price. So those are the three reasons I would say it failed. Now, we talked about dinner theater in that place, which I think would be an amazing sort of the murder mystery concept, but more of a Star Wars story, where it could be repeatable, you could have different stories, it would be far less expensive, you could still go out in Galaxy's Edge if you want as part of the evening, but you could run 2 of those a day or even 3 if you want to do breakfast one. And anyway, there's things they can do, I think, that would be much better and would knock off a lot of the things that cause problems.
Yeah, that's a good point, because then you just remove the accommodations completely.
You remove the accommodations completely, so that's one off the list.
Which are a little bit laughable, because I'm pretty sure this is Disney's most expensive hotel.
And it's not really then tagged as such an immersive experience. You're going to a show, right? A dinner theater, so who cares? I wouldn't get as annoyed. It's still annoying, but they would try to manage it a little bit better.
But which is also, if you think about it, we mentioned this in our episode, that's more easy to repeat. Like you're going to have more repeat customers if you make it a little bit different
like
every
Star
time.
Tours sort of, right?
Yeah.
Different story every year.
Yeah, or even, exactly, different story every year, or even if you make it a little bit involved with the audience so it's different every single time, that keeps people coming
Actually,
back.
that's a good point. That's one of the things that good murder mysteries do, that the crowd and the sort of characters dictate. There's multiple endings, the multiverse.
Yeah.
So
because
anyway,
I would keep coming back.
So,
I would try that.
Disney, we know you secretly listen. There's some ideas. Do something like that. I mean, it's going to be a lot easier on you as a Disney company as well. So all hope is not lost, but I'm sort of glad, to be honest. I know people will take flack that Starcruiser's gone because I was let down at how it came out, and I was probably one of the most excited people to do it before it actually launched.
Because it just wasn't long-term sustainable. It shut down now. It shut down in 10 years. It wasn't going to last.
So,
it wasn't going to make it to its 30th anniversary.
No, yeah, I don't see how it
ever.
could have anyway.
Because also, it's a little bit trendy, I want to say. It's almost like it was a really cool idea at the time when that was a really cool idea, but it's not going to stay that new and that innovative, and then people will drop off. So Just end it now.
Well, and that's what they're doing. So we'll
so just end it now and
see
move
how
on
it evolves over
before
time.
it dies a painful death.
So if you're interested, 163 and 168 are the two episodes where we went into a lot of great detail about things we thought could fill that space in a much, much better way.
And I'm excited for some of those things because I think there's a lot of great options. I still would love an immersive Star Wars experience. I just think the Galactic Starcruiser was not quite it.
Yeah.
Yet. So,
and there were other things like how do you book your hotels around it and all that stuff. So anyway.
So we're waiting. Disney.
That's done.
We're waiting. Imagineer something better.
Learn from it
Bob.
and deliver us something better. All right. On a more upbeat note.
Yes. The classic Disney animation, Steamboat Willie, is the heart of the theming for the new upcoming DVC property at the Disneyland Hotel, which is opening this September.
Yeah, so there's a new Disney Vacation Club tower at Disneyland Hotel. I watched the video, looked at the rooms, looks really cool. Remember, you do not have to be a Disney Vacation Club member to stay at DVC resorts. If there's rooms permitting, you can book them on cash. So this really does apply to everyone.
Yeah, and I recommend you do this because then you get at least a little kitchen. So it's
fun.
So
as part of this, what they're doing at this new hotel, there is a new pool and sort of a breezy area and a new little bar area. So there will be a DVC splash pool on its own. But you can also go to the monorail pool, which otherwise you cannot go to at Disneyland Hotel. So that'll be a bonus for staying there. But the Steamboat Willie thing is pretty cool. The splash pad is Steamboat Willie themed. And just to put this into context, the whole theme of this property is classic Disney animation. So what are they doing? It sounds pretty cool.
So there's going to be a large model of the Steamboat Willie boat, which will be captained, of course, by Mickey Mouse.
As Steamboat Willie.
Yeah, obviously. And it will come to life with water play features. And then the boat will have like a cascading waterfall with fun misty fog effects rising off the little funnels at the top. And there will be, of course, lots of jets and fountains. And it sounds pretty cool. It sounds kind of like the one at Vero Beach or that they used to have.
The pirate ship.
Yeah, the pirate ship. Or almost the Polynesian one, which are classics and little kids love them. So I'm very excited I'm excited. If I was just a little bit shorter, I'd be hopping right on.
And it's
in
funny,
there.
Steamboat Willie is coming out of copyright.
I was
soon,
just
right?
gonna say, I was like, is this Disney trying to secure their copyright for another 100 years?
Yeah, I don't think. But the real cool and the real Disney magic here that I think is really innovative is what happens.
Yeah, well, this one is for me, who likes to go swimming after dark. So after dark, the Steamboat Willie splash pad will completely transform from black and white to a bunch of like vivid colors and bright rainbow with their lighting.
Yeah, so I like this. This is sort of animation-y.
Yeah, if you're one of those kids that likes to stay out in the pool until 11 p.m. or whenever it closes, you're going to love this because also it makes it just a little bit more exclusive and it makes you a little bit cooler if you've stayed because now you've seen the colorful splash
pad. Kids like to be after dark.
Yeah, and what do those other kids have?
And I love that, how it goes from black and white to color. Like the Wizard of Oz, you know, where it changes from black and white to color. So that's cool. But for us older kids...
He rode his boat into Oz.
I was going to say, Amelia, you're sort of an in-between. But for the older kids, there is the artist palette-shaped pool. So it's shaped like an artist palette. So that's the DVC pool. And then it's anchored by this multicolored lounge areas and stuff. So where you can get drinks, including mocktails.
Yeah.
and cocktails. So drinks and snacks at the Palm Breeze Bar. And that's a whole outdoor area. So it looks really cool. There is a video online by Disney Vacation Club that shows sort of a sneak peek at
I mean, they're making me want to stay
like
here,
right
so.
Now, speaking of food, Hollywood Brown Derby at Disney's Hollywood Studios, I have perennially thought that this restaurant is just the bottom of the signature food chain generally. It's never, ever, ever really lived up to what it could be.
Well, lucky for you, Hollywood Studios is reclaiming its title as the best park because they have given this restaurant pretty much a complete makeover. So there are new starters, including the crab ooey, which is featured crispy olive bread, a citrus blend, fried capers, and Louis sauce. Sounds absolutely delicious. And then there is also the shrimp cocktail, topped with shaved fennel cucumbers and a traditional cocktail sauce.
So a couple of new apps.
I would love to try both of those.
And if you like cheese, like I do, there's an heirloom tomato and burrata salad with like shaved onions, Thai basil, gremolata, and a delicious, as they say, well, what else would it be? Citrus vinaigrette. And then there's a charcuterie board if you just want, cheese and meat and all that as sort of appetizers. And also escargot, which I love. Do you like escargot?
I don't mind escargot. I'm more excited that it's accompanied by roasted garlic.
Oh, roasted garlic bechamel and crispy prosciutto.
Yes.
Yeah, so, and then there's a roasted bone marrow app as well. So some interesting new things. Really a complete overhaul of this menu. They say it's seasonal, so maybe that means they're testing it out. And we haven't even got to the entrees yet.
Yes, the entree menu, which includes a filet mignon with glazed carrots, potato pave, horseradish cream, and peppercorn sauce, as well as some other things like a lamb shank with summer vegetables.
Yeah, harissa vinaigrette. And now, I'm not a lamb person myself. I don't think you are either.
No, I'm not. But
would you want to go here?
I would.
Because you like a New York strip. There is no New York strip from the looks of it. At least in this new menu.
I want the ablou and the filet mignon. And we haven't even talked about the desserts.
Yeah, so first of all, let's cover a couple things, and then the desserts is interesting because they're doing a couple things. So there's a new free-range chicken and dumplings dish if you want chicken with lemon ricotta and other things. And also, if you like pork, there's a pretty cool grilled pork that actually sounds interesting with lavender sage polenta, local corn salsa, and huckleberry barbecue sauce. So you may actually like that.
Yeah. See, a lot of these things, they look very appetizing. I encourage you to go look at the Disney website.
Yeah, we'll post 1 or 2 photos.
A lot of this would be really great if you have a better palate. I'm a little bit picky, I think I'm realizing, but the food looks
they've
very
done a
bright,
good job
very
on
nice.
plating, right? It's a shishi plating type of menu.
The plating is nice. The plating looks very appetizing.
Which you expect from a signature dining experience.
You do, but it looks like it's turning around a corner, especially if you like a variety of things. Please try it. Let us know if they hold up to your standards. I don't have a standard of lamb. I don't get it enough to know what good lamb is. So I wouldn't know, but it looks pretty good. Based on their photos, so I'm excited to see if it lives up to the hype.
And if you're wondering, of course, seafood people, there's a sustainable fish dish and also a seafood ciappino, which is like shrimp, sea scallops, seasonal fish, mussels, like a whole blend of seafood. And then there's a classic comfort dish. I'm not a fan of this, but I know a lot of people are. The shepherd's pie, which has roasted garlic, mashed potatoes, mushrooms, peas, corn, all the stuff that's mashed into one of those shepherd's pies.
And of course, Disney wanted to make sure that the Cobb salad and the grapefruit cake are both still on the menu, so not to worry.
And don't worry, those are the 2 sort of classic staples of the restaurant experience there. And I've made that grapefruit cake at home. In one of those Disney cookbooks, there's a recipe for it. It's pretty good.
Yeah, Disney doesn't guard it quite as secretly as they guard their popcorn.
And you never know if they're exactly the same, but it tastes pretty good.
Yeah.
So the question is, we're going to give it a try, and I'm going to see if they can resurrect me, because Hollywood Brown Derby has just not been on my radar for a long time, and I'm going to give it another shot.
Don't worry, we're making you a Hollywood Studios guy.
I must say the park is turning around.
We'll get you there.
Well, maybe. I mean, I'm open to it.
Not to worry, there's still time.
All right, everyone, that is the news for this week. Thank you for listening, as always. Join us online on social media at 1923 Main Street. We will see you again next week, and have a magical day.
Bye-bye.